Premier League match day 5 Saturday's fixtures. Laliga match day 5 Saturday fixtures. League 1 match day 5 Saturday's fixtures. Bundesliga match day 4 Saturday's fixtures. And Serie A match day 4 Saturday's fixtures. Guys, I'm going to break down all of these games that are going to be taking place tomorrow from European top 5 leagues. Tomorrow Saturday, I'm going to break down everything for you guys to understand. And if this is the first time you are come across my YouTube channel, I am just inviting you to be patient, watch the video carefully, and tell me your predictions for all these games that are going to be taking place tomorrow, because I'm going to give you my predictions for all the games that are going to be taking place tomorrow in European top 5 leagues. Now let us start with the Premier League. Remember, Premier League is the best league in the world, right? So let me start with the best league in the world. 7 Premier League games are going to be taking place tomorrow. Liverpool versus Everton, Brighton versus Tottenham, Burnley versus Nottingham Forest, West Ham versus Crystal Palace, Wolverhampton versus Leeds United, Manchester United versus Chelsea, and Fulham versus Brentford. All of these 7 games are going to be taking place tomorrow. And now when we start with the game of Liverpool versus Everton, this game is going to be tough. The reason why I'm saying the game is going to be tough is not because Liverpool is still undefeated. This is very simple. When you take a look at all the last 5 games of Liverpool against Everton, they have not been easy games, right? So it is going to be tough for Liverpool and tough for Everton, right? So, and also when you take a look at Liverpool, Liverpool is still to suffer a defeat this season. Everton suffered 1 defeat this season against Leeds United on March the 1. Liverpool won their game this weekend against Burnley 1-0. Everton shared points with Aston Villa 0-0 this weekend. So it is going to be a tough game from these 2 clubs. But at the end of the day, I have a feeling that Liverpool is going to win the game against Everton. The second game of the day is going to be that of Brighton versus Tottenham. Remember, Brighton suffered a defeat this weekend, and the week before the international break, they defeated Manchester City 2-1. So this game is going to be a tough one. And all of these 2 clubs, Brighton, Tottenham, all of them defeated Manchester City this season, scoring Manchester City 2 goals. Brighton scored Manchester City 2 goals. Tottenham scored Manchester City 2 goals. Brighton is playing this game at home, and it is going to be a tough game for both clubs. And I expect Tottenham, because the way Tottenham is rising, I feel like they are going to defeat these guys. After keeping a clean sheet against Villarreal, I feel like this game against Brighton is going to be a tough one for Brighton. Even for Tottenham, it is going to be tough. Burnley versus Nottingham Forest. I feel like this game is going to be very balanced, because when you take a look at the last 2 games of Burnley suffered a defeat to Manchester United, and that victory for Manchester, that defeat for Manchester United came through a penalty that was scored by Bruno Fernandes. And they suffered a defeat this weekend again to Liverpool because of a penalty to Mohamed Salah. And this Nottingham Forest team is going to be playing this game tomorrow after 2 defeats, consecutive defeats, with a new coach. Remember, Ange Postecoglou is a new head coach of Nottingham Forest, and he suffered a defeat against Arsenal, suffered a defeat inside a week against Swansea City in the Carabao Cup. So I think he'll be in search of his first victory tomorrow. And Burnley is playing this game at home with the home advantage. West Ham versus Crystal Palace. This game is going to be in favor of Crystal Palace, if I'm being honest with you, because when you take a look at Crystal Palace, all the games I've played so far this season, they are actually good. Olivier Glasner knows what he's doing, so Crystal Palace is improving day in, day out. Crystal Palace defeated Manchester City last season in the FA Cup, defeated Liverpool this season in a Community Shield, and their first Premier League game of the season was against Chelsea, the Club World Cup champions, and the game ended 0-0. So I think it is going to be a tough game for West Ham, though they're playing the game at home. Wolverhampton versus Leeds United. All of these 2 clubs are almost at the same place, relegation zone. Manchester United versus Chelsea is going to be the game of this weekend in the Premier League. I know Manchester City is going to be playing against Arsenal on Sunday, but this game tomorrow between Manchester United and Chelsea is going to be tough. Manchester United won just 1 of their 4 Premier League games this season, suffered 2 defeats, 1 draw against Fulham, right? When you take a look at Chelsea won 2 of their Premier League games this season, shared points in 2 against Crystal Palace and against Brentford. So tomorrow I feel like Chelsea is coming into this game with their all. They want to grab the 3 points tomorrow. Remember, Chelsea is one of the favorites to win the Premier League title, and it is part of their target, their project this is to win the Premier League title. So they have to go harder for the Premier League title. Fulham versus Brentford is another game of the day. Now, what are my predictions for all these 7 Premier League games that are going to be taking place tomorrow? Liverpool versus Everton, like I said, it is going to be a tough game, but I know Liverpool is going to defeat Liverpool is going to defeat Everton. So my predictions for this game is very simple. Liverpool is going to defeat Everton. I'm not going to predict in scores, because When you take a look at the way Liverpool is scoring goals, this they don't understand. They are conceding goals and they're also scoring goals. Brighton versus Tottenham, I think Tottenham is going to win Brighton in this game. Burnley versus Nottingham Forest, I feel like it is going to be a balanced game. Anybody can win in this game, but it is going to be a balanced game between the two clubs. West Ham versus Crystal Palace. What am I going to say in this game? The game is going to be a balanced one also. This is the Premier League. This is the Premier League, the best league in the world. Wolverhampton versus Leeds United, another balanced game. Manchester United versus Chelsea. I feel like Chelsea is going to win this game. Fulham versus Brentford, another balanced game. Now, three League One games are going to be taking place tomorrow. Nantes versus Rennes, Brest versus Nice, Lens versus Lille. All of these games, to me, there is a particular video that I made, and I feel like all of these games are going to be balanced games. The most interesting game of the day is going to be that of Lens versus Lille. Serie A games, 3 Serie A games are going to be taking place tomorrow. Bologna versus Genoa, Verona versus Juventus, Udinese versus AC Milan. I have just 2 games that are going to be taking place tomorrow in the Italian league that I'm actually interested in. Verona versus Juventus. Remember, Juventus won 3 of the Serie A games this season, right? The recent game that they played was against Inter Milan, where they defeated Inter Milan 4-3. So I feel like this game is going to be another tough one, but I think Juventus is going to defeat Girona tomorrow. Their main target this season is to win the Serie A title. That's the Scudetto. So I don't think Verona is going to slow them down. There is a game of Udinese versus AC Milan. I think AC Milan is trying to pick up now because they suffered a defeat in their first league game of the season to Cremonese, 2-1. And from now, they know that they have to work hard because there is no European competition for them. The only thing left for them this season is to fight for domestic titles. And with Luka Modric, AC Milan even won their last game thanks to a goal from Luka Modric. He was the lone goal scorer in that game last weekend. So this game is going to be another tough one. And now when we take a look at the La Liga games that are going to be taking place tomorrow, 5 La Liga games are going to be taking place tomorrow. Girona versus Levante is going to be the first game of the day. Real Madrid versus Espanyol, second game of the day. Alaves versus Sevilla, third game of the day. Villarreal versus Osasuna, fourth game of the day. Valencia versus Atletico Bilbao, fifth game of the day. Now, I have just 2 games here that I'm interested in. Real Madrid versus Espanyol. It is going to be the game of the day. The reason why I'm saying this is simply because when you take a look at La Liga fixtures, whenever a team from Madrid plays a team from Barcelona, it is always hard. Either it is against Atletico de Madrid, Real Madrid, teams from Barcelona like Espanyol, Barcelona. These teams are always hard. Like, the game is going to be very, very tough in this game. And Real Madrid also is still to suffer a defeat this season. They have won 4 of their La Liga games, right? They have won 4 of their La Liga games, 12 points out of 12. That's at the top of the La Liga table with 2 points different from Barcelona. And I think they want to go for everything this season. They are not going to slow down. Espanyol on the other side defeated Atletico de Madrid on La Liga match. They won 2-1. So this game is going to be a tough game. And the way Real Madrid have also been conceding goals this season is making some of us to be panicking, because I feel like this Espanyol is a very attacking team. Their guys are too good when it comes to attacking. Real Madrid is coming to play a team that loves to play block football. Why? Because of the playing style of Real Madrid. But when it comes to counter attack, give some flowers to this Espanyol. Real Madrid is going to suffer a bit in this game, right? Another game is going to be that of Valencia versus Atletico Bilbao. But I have a feeling that this game is going to be tough. The way Valencia played against Barcelona this weekend and the way Atletico Bilbao is playing, they played against Arsenal. If they continue with that energy, then they are going to win this game against Valencia. What are my predictions for these games that are going to be taking place tomorrow? Girona versus Levante. These 2 clubs are almost at the same level. You can check the La Liga table. These 2 guys are not that good this season. Real Madrid, Espanyol. This game is going to be tough, but if I'm being biased, because you cannot predict this game if you are not being biased. You cannot predict this game if you are not being biased. Like, if I'm predicting this game, I'll give Real Madrid a win in this game against Espanyol. Though it is because I'm being biased. Like, I'm underestimating Espanyol, but I cannot give Espanyol a win over Real Madrid. So I'll give Real Madrid a win over Espanyol. Alaves versus Sevilla. This is another funny game. The game is funny, man. The game is somewhat funny. Alaves, Sevilla. Who is going to win the game? Anyways, I will skip the game. It's tough. Villarreal versus Osasuna. Villarreal suffered 1 defeat already. 1 defeat out of 3. 7 points out of 12. So they will try to pick up tomorrow. They have suffered a defeat already against Atletico de Madrid and another defeat against Tottenham in less than 4 days. So this game against Osasuna tomorrow is going to be a tough one, but I think Villarreal is going to win the game. They're playing at home advantage. Valencia, Atletico Bilbao. If I'm being honest, I'll give Atletico Bilbao a victory in this game. And then 5 Bundesliga games are also going to be taking place tomorrow. Augsburg versus Mainz, Hamburger SV versus Heidenheim, Hoffenheim versus Bayern Munich, Werder Bremen versus Freiburg, Leipzig versus Cologne. I have just 2 Bundesliga games that I'm going to talk of now. The game between Bayern Munich and Hoffenheim. This game is going to be funny. And the level at which Bayern Munich is scoring goals this season, the guys are scoring goals for fun. So I think they are going to defeat Hoffenheim tomorrow. I'm not going to go deep in this game. Bayern Munich have not suffered a defeat this season. They have played 3 Bundesliga games. They won 3 of those games. 1 UEFA Champions League, they won that game against Chelsea, 3-1. 1 German Cup game against Stuttgart, won that game. So it is going to be a tough game for Hoffenheim in this game. Leipzig, like I said, Leipzig and Bayer Leverkusen are going to struggle this season. The guys are not good because of the level at which players left their club. So this game is also going to be another tough one. Guys, I've come to the end of this video, and if this is the first time you have come across my YouTube channel, you are still to subscribe, just help me subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me your predictions for some of these games. I know you cannot predict all of them, right? Just give me your predictions for some of these games that are going to be taking place tomorrow in European top 5 leagues. Tomorrow, give me your predictions. And also, guys, I'm just from starting. You can see my YouTube channel is still very fresh, so I will appreciate if you can tell me if I said anything that you think is not okay. Just help me with corrections down in the comment section, so I'll get to it and I'll improve in my next video. See you on to my next video.